Good morning, dear students. Welcome to all of you to today's alternative English class. Before starting the class, let's do Brahmanatha. Om Santi Santi Santi. Open. So dear students, in the previous class we have discussed section 3 up to line number 223. So in today's class we are going to discuss from 224 line till rest of the unit as well as unit 4. Okay, so in the previous class we have discussed on the arrival of George and how he was being treated by his wife and how his wife disclosed the secret that how he was being criticized and laughed at in the club. In the meantime, there was also the arrival of Mrs. Fitzgerald and she was also speaking to stop to Mrs. Pearson, but Mrs. Pearson was not at all listening because she had decided to change the lifestyle, to change the destiny of Mrs. Pearson. Okay, understood? So, let's read line number 224. Mrs. Fitzgerald, hello Doris dear. So, in the meantime, Doris is coming and Mrs. Fitzgerald is speaking. Hello Doris. Doris, miserably, hello Mrs. Fitzgerald. Mrs. Fitzgerald, I thought you are going out with Charlie Spence tonight. Then Doris is also speaking, hello. Then Mrs. Fitzgerald is speaking that I thought today you are going with Charlie Spence tonight. Doris, annoyed, what's that to do with you? Then Doris was annoyed. She got angry and spoke. Why you are asking? What you have to do that one? Do with that one. Mrs. Pearson, sharply, stop that. Then Mrs. Pearson is speaking, stop speaking like this. Mrs. Pearson nervously, no, it's all right. Mrs. Pearson, Sibylle, it is not all right. I won't have a daughter of mine talking to anybody like that. Now answer Mrs. Pearson properly. Doris, or go upstairs again. And so here, Mrs. Pearson is speaking, I don't want to have a daughter like this. Doris, you just answer Mrs. Pearson properly, answer Mrs. Fitzgerald properly, otherwise you just go to your room once again. Understood? This is being spoken by Mrs. Pearson, who was having the personality of Mrs. Fitzgerald. George, don't look at me, I give it up. I just give it up. Then Doris was looking at her father and George is speaking, just don't look at me, I have given up. I have left everything. Mrs. Pearson, fastly, well, answer her. Doris, I was going out with Charlie Spence tonight, but now I have called it off. Call off means cancelled. Okay. Then Doris is speaking. Mrs. Pearson is speaking. Come on, answer her. Then Doris is speaking. I have planned it, but now I have cancelled it. Mrs. Fitzgerald, oh, what a pity, dear. Why have you? Then Mrs. Fitzgerald is speaking. Why, dear? What happened? Why did you cancel it? Doris, because if you must know, my mother's been going on at me, making me feel miserable and saying he's got buck teeth and is half-witted. Then Doris is speaking, because my mom is speaking that he is buck teeth, okay, like this, and half-witted, he's slow at brain. That's why I have cancelled to go with him. Mrs. Fitzgerald, rather hold it to Mrs. Pearson. Oh, you should not have said that. And Mrs. Fitzgerald is looking and Mrs. Pearson is speaking. You should not have told that. Mrs. Pearson, Mrs. Fitzgerald, I will manage my family. You manage yours. Okay, who is speaking? Mrs. Pearson is speaking. I am managing my family. You manage your family. Mrs. George, grimly, tricking her off now. Are you Annie? Then George is speaking, tricking her. Are you Annie? Then Mrs. Pearson, even more grimly, they are waiting for you at the club, George. Don't forget and don't you start crying again, Doris. Then Mrs. Pearson is speaking, George, they are waiting for you in the club, just go. And Doris, stop crying, once again don't cry. Mrs. Fitzgerald, with a sudden decision, that's enough, quite enough. Then Mrs. Fitzgerald is speaking, sudden decision speaking, that's enough, that's enough. Then George is speaking. George and Doris, they were puzzled that they just looked towards Mrs. Fitzgerald. To George and Doris, now listen, you two, I want to have a private little talk with Mrs. Fizz. She was going to speak. Mrs. Pearson means Mrs. Fitzgerald was going to speak. She was speaking. George and Doris, I want to have a little private conversation with Mrs. Pearce. Then she corrected herself and said, with Mrs. Pearson, so I will be obliged if you leave us alone for a few minutes. I will let you know when we have finished. Go on please, I promise that you won't regret it. There's something here that only I can deal with. Then she is speaking. George and Doris, you just give us a little bit private time. I have to talk to Mrs. Pearson. If you give us time, I will be highly obliged and I promise you will not regret it, but I can help you. George, I am glad somebody can, cause I can't. Come on Doris. Then George is speaking. Doris, come on, at least someone can handle it. George and Doris exit. As they go, Mrs. Fitzgerald moves to left of the still table and sits. She eagerly beckons Mrs. Pearson to do the same thing. Then here Mrs. Fitzgerald is asking Mrs. Pearson, just you do it once again. It means once again they want to change the personality. Mrs. Fitzgerald, we must change back now. We really must. And then Mrs. Fitzgerald is speaking that Mrs. Fitzgerald, we must change it right now and we have to do it. Mrs. Pearson rising, why? Mrs. Fitzgerald, because this has gone far enough. I can see they are all miserable and I can't bear. Then Mrs. Fitzgerald is speaking to Mrs. Pearson, but she is taking the name Mrs. Fitzgerald that we must change it now because it has gone too far and I can see all my family members are looking miserable and I can't bear it. After all, she is a mother. Mrs. Pearson, a bit more of the same would do them good, making a great difference already. She moves to right of the table and sits. Then Mrs. Pearson is speaking, little bit more is needed. They will be completely changed. Mrs. Fitzgerald, no, I can't stand any more of it. I really can't. We must change back. Hurry up, please, Mrs. Fitzgerald. Then she is speaking, Mrs. Fitzgerald, please hurry up. We have to do it because I need it right now. Mrs. Pearson, well, if you insist, then Mrs. Pearson is speaking, okay. If you are insisting, if you are giving priority, then we must change it. She stretches her hand across the table, then she is stretching her hand and holding each other's hand like this. And again, she is doing the same thing, that Astradram, Astradam, Astadam, Dombona. Little bit magical chant that I also don't know, that they are speaking and looking each other and they gone lax. Constantly they just became statue and after some time they got the consciousness. They carry out the same action as before, going lax and then coming to life, but this time of course they become their proper personality, but now they have changed their own personality, means Mrs. Pearson became Mrs. Pearson, Mrs. Fitzgerald became Mrs. Fitzgerald. Understood it? So here in this unit it is mentioned that they changed. In unit 3 it is told that they again changed. Again they have changed their personality and they became normal. Then Mrs. Fitzgerald, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. Then Mrs. Fitzgerald is speaking, I enjoyed it a lot. Mrs. Pearson, I didn't enjoy. Who is speaking? Mrs. Pearson was speaking because she was remaining in her house and she could see her family members are looking miserable. Mrs. Pearson, well, you ought to have done now. Listen, Mrs. Pearson, don't go soft on them again, else it will all have wasted. And then Mrs. Fitzgerald is speaking, but Mrs. Pearson, remember, don't be too soft. You have love and respect for them, you care for them, but don't be too soft, because if you are changing yourself once again, it will be all gone. It will be completely spoiled. Mrs. Pearson, I will try not to. Then she is speaking, okay, I will try not to be soft on them. And Mrs. Fitzgerald, they have not had, as long as I would like to have give them another hour or two tough rough treatment might have made it certain that Mrs. Fitzgerald is speaking that 1 or 2 or more rough treatment is needed, then they would have gone completely changed. Mrs. Fitzgerald, don't you start any explaining or apologizing or you have done. Then Mrs. Pearson is also speaking that I am sure they will be right now very good. And then Mrs. Pearson is speaking, don't apologize, okay, don't say sorry for what you have done, otherwise the condition will be the same. Mrs. Pearson, it's all right for you, Mrs. Fitzgerald, after all they are not your husband and children. Then Mrs. Pearson is speaking that Mrs. Fitzgerald, it's okay for you because they are not your husband as kids, but they are mine. Mrs. Fitzgerald, now you listen to me, you admitted you are yourself, you are spoiling them and they didn't appreciate you. Any apology any explanation or you will be straight back where you were. Then Mrs. Fitzgerald is speaking that you did admit that you are spoiling them. So if you are apologizing, if you are speaking sorry, any explanation you are giving, you will be straight back where you were previously. There will be no change in the family. I am warning you, dear, just give them a look, a tone of voice, and now and again to suggest you might be tough with them if you want it to be, and it ought to work. Anyhow, we can test it. Okay, then Mrs. Fitzgerald is speaking. Sometime just look at them, or some other time give a rough voice and be hard on them, otherwise everything will be as usual as it was previously, and we will see it. Mrs. Pearson, how? Mrs. Fitzgerald, well, that is it you'd like them to do that they don't do. Stop at home for once. And then Mrs. Fitzgerald is speaking, you just do one thing, stop them at home. Either they like it or not, you like it, you do it. Okay, they have to follow you. Mrs. Pearson, yes, and give a hand with supper and give them little bit help for supper, means they have to help you to do something. Mrs. Fitzgerald, anything you would like them to do that you enjoy, whether they do or not. Then Mrs. Fitzgerald is speaking that you just let them do something that either they like it or not, it doesn't matter, but you must have little bit likeness for that one. Mrs. Pearson, well, yes, I like a nice game of Rummy, but of course I hardly ever have once except at Christmas. Then Mrs. Pearson is speaking, I like a game named Rummy, but I do never play that one except in Christmas. So then Mrs. Fitzgerald is speaking, that's do then you have to do that one. That will do then. She moves towards the door, left, then turns, but remember, keep firm, be strong, or you will have had it. She opens the door, calling, oh, you can come in now, coming away from the door and moving right, slightly quietly, but remember, a firm hand. George, Doris and Cyril file in through the doorway, looking apprehensively at Mrs. Pearson. Then she calls. Oh, Mrs. Fitzgerald called to Doris, Mr. Pearson and Cyril, and they all three came, but while going, Mrs. Fitzgerald was speaking, but be firm, be strong, and they all three were gathering around the mother. I am just off to let you enjoy yourself. The family looked anxiously at Mrs. Pearson, who smiles much relieved. They smiled back at her. Now, all the family members were gathering around Mrs. Pearson. They were smiling, and the mother was also smiling. Doris, yes, mother. Then Doris was speaking, yes, mother. Mrs. Pearson, seeing that you didn't want to go out, I will tell you what I thought you'd do. Then the mother is speaking, I thought. And I see that you are not going out, so I have decided what we are going to do today. Mrs. Fitzgerald giving a final warning. Remember, but Mrs. Fitzgerald was speaking, remember it. Mrs. Fitzgerald nodding. She is just nodding her head and speaking. No objection, I hope. George humbly, no, mother, whatever you say. Then Mrs. Pearson is speaking. That's two. Mrs. Fitzgerald, she was also nodding the head because she was not speaking anything to Mrs. Fitzgerald, but to the family. She is speaking. I think you don't have any objection. Then George is speaking. No, mother. Whatever you do, we will do it, or whatever you say, we are going to do it. George, Mrs. Pearson, I thought we have a nice family game of Rummy, and then you children could get the supper ready while I have a talk with your father. Then what is Mrs. Pearson is speaking? Okay, there is a nice family game Rummy, we will play that one, and you two kids will prepare supper. Night food will be prepared by you two people, and I will have a talk with your father. Who is speaking? The mother is speaking. George firmly, suits me. She looks challengingly at the children. What about you two? Then George is looking at the children and speaking, I like it, no problem. What about you two? Cyril, yes, that's all right. Son is speaking, okay, all right. Doris hesitating, well, then Doris, okay, daughter is speaking. Mrs. Pearson, what? Speak up. Sharply she was speaking. Who? Mrs. Pearson, what? What speak up. Doris, I think I would be lovely, it would be lovely. Then Doris is speaking, I was thinking it would be quite lovely. Mrs. Pearson, goodbye Mrs. Fitzgerald, come again soon. Then Mrs. Fitzgerald was present there, and she was speaking to Mrs. Fitzgerald, Mrs. Fitzgerald, goodbye, just visit once again. Mrs. Fitzgerald, yes, dear. Night all, have a nice time. Then Mrs. Fitzgerald is speaking. Then, okay dear, good night, have a nice time. Mrs. Fitzgerald exit and the family clustered around mother. As the curtain falls, then Mrs. Fitzgerald left the place, and when the curtain fell, the mother was sitting, and all the family members, means so George Pearson, Doris and Cyril, they both were clustering, they both were gathering around the mother. Understood it? It means finally, listen, even when Mrs. Fitzgerald was a witch type lady, she was having a sinister personality, but still she was a good lady because she tried her level best in order to bring the lost respect of Mrs. Pearson. She tried her best to provide dignity, superiority in the family, and finally she just rectified all the mistakes of the family members and united them properly. Understood? You just read the text. If you have any doubt with this, your lesson is over. If you have any doubt, you just ask me, okay? So have a nice time.